Hey guys, I know this is a little bit different. I've been thinking about trying something like this for a little while and figure we'll give it a shot. I thought we'll do, on a semi-regular basis, do some just real quick, short training or equipping or encouragement, just how we can be better leaders, better small group leaders, better junior high leaders. And I've been thinking about a lot of different things that we could talk about, and there's a number of things bouncing around. But I actually just got a voicemail that really kind of solidified what I think something that we all need to hear, and a reminder I got is just really how valuable a few words spoken into the life of a student can be. I just got a voicemail from a mom of a junior high boy who has been kind of involved, somewhat with our small groups and just overall, but he really kind of tapered off towards the end of last semester and wasn't that involved and kind of got disconnected from small group. And a few weeks ago I talked to his mom, and she just filled me in and said that he hadn't been as involved, and she wondered if there was anything I could do to help get him plugged back in. There's not always a lot I can do, but what I could do is I just sent him a quick text a few days ago and just said, hey, we've missed you. Hopefully, we'll see you back soon. If there's anything I can do to get you back, just let me know. And he didn't do a lot. He didn't send me a lot back. He just texted me back and said, "Hey, yeah, sorry, I was sick last week. Hopefully I'll see you soon." And so that's really all I thought of it. And, no big deal. Hopefully we'll see him soon. But just got a voicemail from his mom, and she just wanted to thank me because apparently, it was a big deal. To me, it's just a 30-second text or a 60-second text. But to him, it was a lot bigger deal. I guess he talked to her and said, for him, I don't know that I'm all that special, but for an adult, not a parent, that has to love him and care about him and say nice things about him, but for an adult to reach out and personally send that text to him, apparently made a big difference. And he's planning on coming and getting more involved, and so I was excited to hear that. But one thing that she shared at the end is, she tries to, every once in a while check his texts and make sure that nothing weird's going on or whatever, like a good parent. And she saw that a lot of them he had deleted, just like like he would. You fill up with texts and you just delete your friends' texts and stuff. But one that he had saved was the one from me, and it just reminded me of how important a few words like that can be into the life of a kid, and how big a deal they can be. Me, no big deal, but to him it meant a lot. Another reminder I had of that just a few weeks ago is, I don't know how many of you guys know Ruby Sherpinski. She's our student ministry administrative assistant. But a few months ago I asked her to start, every week I just have her put a couple of cards for kids in my box, of kids who have been pretty regular on Sunday morning, but who have missed 2 weeks in a row. So anytime who've been pretty regular and then they missed 2 weeks in a row, I just write them a quick note. Don't say anything too fancy, just, hey, Joe, or whatever their name is, we missed you the last couple weeks, hopefully we'll see you again soon, sign my name. Seems like no big deal, but I talked to a girl just a little while back who got that card, and she just said, oh, we're still coming back, I promise we'll be back, I was just gone, my mom had this thing for a couple weeks, but we'll be back soon. And she thanked me for the card and all that, but I got a call from her mom later on that day, and apparently it was a pretty big deal to get that card, because she was talking to her mom, and she was saying, I hope Chris isn't upset that we were gone. I don't want him to think that we're not coming back and that we're not going to be involved. And something as simple as just a little card, but to actually sit down and write it and send it, put a lot of weight to it. And so she, it meant a lot. And I communicated that, I was just wanting her to know we missed her and wanted her to see her again soon. I mean, not worried about her never coming back or anything like that, but it says a lot. Just a few words written on a card or sent in a text. Or pulling a kid to the side after a night of small group and saying, hey, I saw how you reached out to that kid, or I saw how you let that kid go first, or just encouraging them for the little things they do might not seem like a lot to us, but can really make a big difference in the lives of the kids in your group. And so there's a couple things that we're trying to do, we've been doing, but I want to make sure everybody knows about ways that you can really easily, really quickly speak some of those just real short little words into the lives of a kid that may not seem like a big deal to us, but to them can make all the difference. And every week in your folders, some of you have already used this, some of you may not know about it, but every week in your folders you've got these postcards, Velocity on one side, Blank on the other side. And we usually put address labels in your binders, in your folders too. So you can just peel off the address label, stick one on for the kid that you want to mail it to, and just write a quick note. And once they're written on, once they're labeled and everything, just stick them back in your folder, and we'll take care of the postage. We'll stick them in the mail. And you can either use these to write to those kids who've missed a week or two. I mean, if you notice that they've been gone, or if you see a kid do something cool and you didn't get a chance to pull them aside, take a minute after small group and write a quick note. Saw what you did. That was really cool. See you next week. Or you can use it for your whole group. If you've got like a ice cream party or whatever, you can write the details on there. Or if you were talking in small group and you all decide to commit to some spiritual challenge, or you all commit to try to do this during the week, take a minute after small group and just write them all a quick note, and stick them back in here, reminding them of what they were going to do. And when you stick it back in here, we'll stick it in the mail, and halfway through that week, they'll get something from you, reminding them of what your group is committing to, and just reminding them that you care about them and that you pray for them, and getting something in the middle of the week. It's not just I show up and I care about you on Wednesday nights, but you're thinking about them all through the week. It really communicates a lot. The other thing that will sometimes be in your folders that a lot of you may not know about is similar to what I asked Ruby to do for me on Sunday mornings. On Wednesday nights, the kids, if they have been pretty regular, if they've been at least like 3 times to your group this semester, either been to your group 3 times this year, and then they missed 2 times in a row, I've asked her to put these envelopes in your folder. This one's blank because it's just an example, but usually it'll have the kid's name and address already on there. And if you can just pull that out, write them a quick note saying, even if you just say, "Hey Joe," or whatever their name is, we've missed you the last couple of weeks, hopefully we'll see you again soon, and then sign your name, and stick it back in the folder, and we'll mail it out for you. It's just another one of those little things that takes you 30 seconds, but can mean a lot to a kid, and can help bring them back. And you never know what it can mean to a kid. It might change their day and brighten their day. It might change their week or their month, or never know what they're going through. I mean, it could be something they there forever. I know there have been a few times where people have pulled me aside or sent me a note, people that I respect, and adults that I looked up to, that I still remember, and still made a big difference in my life. So do not underestimate the power of just a few words, to a kid when you pull them aside, or send them a note, or send them a text. And outside of just this stuff, you might, if a lot of the kids in your group have cell phones, pass around a sheet of paper one night and get all their cell numbers, and then you can just send them a quick text, whenever you think about them, or when you want to challenge them with what you were talking about, or whatever it may be. But embrace the things that we're trying to do. Embrace technology. Just use whatever you can to speak those little words of truth and encouragement into the lives of your kids. Because when it comes from an adult who cares about them like you, it can mean so much more than we would ever imagine. I wouldn't think a little text or a quick little note sent in the mail would mean that big a difference. It took me 30 seconds, 60 seconds, but it really meant a lot to those kids. And so I guess my encouragement to you would be, don't forget that. Your words in a kid's life can make all the difference in the world. So thanks for loving kids. Thanks for caring about them. Thanks for loving your group, and thanks for serving. And we'll see you around. Thanks.